Welcome to a special supplemental episode of The Apocalypse. And congratulations for choosing The Apocalypse, by the way. And since you have unwisely chosen The Apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you again. Quickly, just something I want to talk about that struck me. I've talked about many times, even before a lot of it was exposed. For 20 years, trolling online by foreign adversaries designed for one purpose, the fall of America. One purpose. The fall of America via you, the rube, who believes the things online that thinks they're part of a bigger movement than actually exists. Because of what they see online, every website knew about it. Every website took the Russian money. Every single one. To this day, they still take the Russian money. They pretended for a minute to crack down on election denialism, on the Pizzagate people. They pretended. Instead, they really cracked down on me, the guy that was debunking Pizzagate every day, all day. Knew it was bullshit from second one, son. That was just one of the main stories put forth by troll and bot networks. In Donnie's first term, the Mueller report explained very clearly that there were vast Russian troll and bot networks. So we've known this since Donnie's first term. Yet all the websites continue to take the Russian money. They continue to this day, to promote known paid shills for Russia. I see their commercials on my feed every day. Meanwhile, they put us, me and you, and especially me, through the community guidelines censorship tour on every website, including this one. Took a lot away from me personally with lies, slander, libel, defamation, censorship, as they took truckloads of Russian money and put accounts that they knew were foreign, representing themselves as Americans, in front of your face all day, every day, and they still do it all day, every day. Yet we had to go through the song and dance. They allowed the mob that we dealt with, the small-time mobsters that we dealt with, they allowed them to deploy their bots and trolls directly against us. And if I took it to where they took it and used the same, let's say, ferocity, then I was punished for that. Meanwhile, to this day, 20,000 bots will come to my videos for another mobster called Vlad, and another mob organization called the RNC, and the right-wing political machine in this country. I mean, shit, the other day, a video of mine got 21,000 views. None of my videos have any business getting that, especially with me being on the bottom tier of exposure intentionally. That's called bots, son. This website is perfectly aware that those bots are on their website. Yet they deploy them, or they allow someone else to deploy them against me every day, all day. And look how small time I am, thanks to these people. So the Mueller report let us know, not that people like me didn't know already, I saw the shitty English for 20 years by the Russian fucking trolls in the basement with 97 smartphones in front of them. I know exactly who I was talking to. And I let them know that over the years in many different ways. And they were fucking with my country, son. I have no mercy for that. And I won't repeat the things I said to them because they really bad. But they were necessary. And they made a point. And I could tell I got to a few of those people in the basement because I have that ability. Obviously, they shut me down 97 times. They put a strike against my other account that they wouldn't let me use. The day after I announced that they were adjudicated a criminal, this company here, Google, that runs YouTube. The day after, son, they got mad at me. That's the effect I have on people. It don't matter how much their cubicle job pays. It don't matter how much their suit, they're wearing is. It doesn't matter what their title is. It doesn't matter how big their bank account is. For some reason, they care what Nikki has to say. I don't know why. They just do. Obviously. By what we've gone through. Especially me. So the Mueller report, the first verifiable, indisputable evidence that you rubes were mostly interacting with bots and trolls, and you still are. Designed for one thing, to have you and your kids starving, and you loved it. You cheered it on. You promoted it. You did what they told you to do. You promoted their accounts. You followed them. You loved it. All enemies of you and your family. Opening accounts, playing roles as Americans designed to ruin you, your family, and our fucking country, you idiots. And again, the websites all gladly went along and took the money because they don't care if America falls. They think they're still going to have their kingdom if that happens. Guess what, son? You won't. That's what I've been trying to tell you before the election and for 10 years again, you richer oligarchy type people. You think none of it'll touch you. It's touched all of you already in enormous ways. My God. The flagellation I've seen from you people. I imagine much, much more is going on behind closed doors in the flagellation department. Especially since, so many of you are the way you are. And you know what I mean. So no, your kingdom will not outlast the fall of America and the world. I know you hoped it would. I know you thought it would. I know Greasy Pete thinks he can avoid Armageddon by latching on to the Antichrist and round that bend without going into the abyss of Armageddon, but no, that's not going to happen. I'm very sorry. Again, a lot of rich people went along with Hitler. I assume a lot of them ended up dead. Hey, but they benefited in the beginning, and that's all that matters for them and their fat-ass families, right? Right. That's why our country's over. That's why the world's over. So while this trolling, botting was going on, Pizzagating for 20 years, the websites were all fully aware of what it was, that it was fake, that it was bullshit, that it was damaging to our country. They were fully aware these accounts were run by, Russians in basements or Russians in Nigeria or whoever they were paying in Nigeria or Britain or wherever they were paying them, because you don't want your troll farms all in one location, son. And they took the Russian money, every website, and they deployed those things and people against you and me. Cost me financially, reputationally, They literally worked with the mob hand in hand, knowingly allowing them to deploy bots and trolls to threaten some of you, threaten me, make the most vile of comments, tell whatever lie, mock a man's death who committed suicide, allegedly. They knew all that was going on, but they were waiting for the right talking point that the mob gave them, and they came up with the mob, I assume. And some of you took that talking point and ran with it and worked with them as well. So first, our first experience together with bot and troll networks were when I started the Rockstar Endeavor thing. And as we were looking into it, the mob decided, hey, this is what we normally do, this new thing called botting and trolling. Fake accounts, manipulation of social media, making phone calls, emails, either them or their agents, to people like Google and YouTube to come up with a plan. Because as they went through this, they realized, oh shit, this isn't the right-wing meth head we tried to paint him as. This isn't the scammer we tried to paint him as. This isn't the guy who never had a job, who just grifts on TV that we tried to paint him as. Again, son, if you don't know me, and I didn't mean to go into all this, but who fucking cares? Why shouldn't I? No record ever. Fuck you. Never sued, ever. Fuck you. Never a cease and desist. Fuck you. Google is an adjudicated criminal who has taken Russian money for 20 fucking years to ruin you and our country. The mob, I won't even go into what they've done. Let's not even open that can of worms. They work directly with those people, allow them to deploy the evil bots and trolls, allow them to use fake accounts to troll us, took their talking points and defamed me. A lot of damage there. Maybe a few RICO activities as well, since it was the mob they were working with. And then they're working with a different mob called Vlad. They've been doing that the whole time. Otherwise, their website would be half the size. Same thing with Twitter, Instagram, Meta, Facebook, all of them. Look who's at the table with Donnie and the boys all the time. The head of Microsoft, the head of Apple, the head of Google, the head of Meta, the head of Twitter, head of Instagram. They're all at the table right now. You notice that? They're deciding where all this goes. The AI dystopian nightmare. My point is they are hand in glove with the Reich. Did you notice, son? They all a part of it. They've been a part of it the entire time. They allowed the AI, the bots, the foreign troll networks, the domestic troll networks, because there are many of those as well, knowingly, intentionally allowing that damage against all of us, and me specifically. I have a whole nother case of damages. Again, that was first revealed in the Mueller report. The real question should have been asked, why is Google, Meta, Instagram, Twitter, why were all those CEOs, executives allowing and taking the Russian money and the Indian money and the Chinese money to help ruin America. Oh, because they only care about their companies and portfolios. That should have been the question. Why are the companies allowing it? And then, since the companies could not be trusted and proved abject fucking traitors, every one of them who got rich here, fuck you. The government should have stepped in and cut it all off and said, if we catch you allowing a Russian bot network to operate on your website, we don't care if you say you didn't know, son, after you took the fat check. You are going to jail. And your website will be shut the fuck down until further notice. The same thing you did to me 9, 10 fucking times, you cunts. Don't worry, it'll all get shut down by your own hands, son, by the actions you've taken. And you know it's true, don't you? That's what really bothers you. That you know what I'm saying is inevitable. And unlike you, cunts, I could care less about this fucking world and what kingdom I end up with. Good luck losing it all. You didn't mind if I lost it all, right, son? Working with the mob. Right, son? I know. I know. So, the Mueller report was the first instance where we learned that for 20 years, the websites were all allowing intentionally, knowingly, bot and troll networks of known origin. How do we know they knew their origin? Well, Twitter just showed us. And this is what I'm working to as I went off on that whole tangent. Twitter has been promising, I don't know why, I assume, this is what I really think, I assume Leon is in negotiation with the bot and troll network people. He wants more from them. That's what the blue check thing really was. I don't know what, if you know that. It was monetizing bot and troll network activity. Every blue check is $8. If you have a network of 1 million bots, that's a lot of money, son. So that's what Leon did. He monetized trolling, harassment, stalking, terror online. Literally, by the $8 blue check grift. That's what that was for. So Twitter has been promising, and I guess, again, I guess he's just, it's time to re-up the contract, and Leon wants more from all these networks. So he said, okay, you guys don't want to give more? I'll just put country of origin on every account on Twitter. There goes your network, son. There goes the facade, the ruse. Now your accounts are worthless. Now your troll farm is worthless. I assume that's what's going on. So Leon has been promising to show country of origin for every account on Twitter. Okay, that's a scary policy. If you run a bot or troll network, you don't want that to fucking happen. If you're pretending you're Joey the jerk-off in Ohio and you're really in fucking Nigeria in a basement. That ruins your whole shit, doesn't it? Yeah. Leon did it. Today or yesterday. So now every account on Twitter for a minute, we got to see where they're really at, despite the VPN or fake network they were using to cover up where they were really at. And people are posting picture after picture of account after account. pretending to be an American MAGA or something like that when they really Nigerian, or they in Thailand, or they're in Britain, or they're in Russia, or Eastern Europe. I said back when I was doing the court videos, when I'm sure everyone was looking at me, here's just another disgruntled guy threatening to sue and saying this and saying that, who has no standing and doesn't know what he's talking about. No, they were wrong about that. I do know what I'm talking about. I said there were networks of trolls and bots. I said there were paid Russian shills. As everyone, look at this disgruntled guy. 5 months later, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, an entire network of paid shills for Russia, actively, tremendously, and very strongly promoted by Google, Meta, Instagram, Twitter for years. Tim Pool, even after we know he's a paid Russian or paid shill for Russia, still promoted by Google and YouTube. Again, I see the ads every day. I said that before the story came out, son. Months before. Then the story came out. Proved me abject right again. Guess I wasn't just disgruntled, huh? How come they get to operate Google and I don't? Oh, I'm not giving you millions in Russian cash. Damn it, I gotta go find some of that. Maybe I'll get to broadcast. All right, so let's go to the first account now that I've laid all that out. Trump would never have been elected without the assistance of Russia's disinfo infrastructure. Over 80% of these American Patriot accounts are tweeting from India, Russia, or Nigeria, all countries to which the Putin regime is known to outsource influence operations to. Yes, we know Vlad has his tendrils in many other countries, and there are other countries that want America to fall, like China. So they have their bots and people that they have trolling online. It's not all funded by Vlad, is what I'm trying to say, but a lot of it is. This has been a targeted, sustained, fucking heavy effort against us for at least 20 years. And the website's been all too happy to take part. I mean, hey, they let the guy stage the coup and denies the election results. Let him right back on all the websites. So they only took him down for your benefit. They didn't really want to do it. Oh, no. That's why they ended up taking me down 9 more times as I was debunking Pizzagate after they promised to take down the Pizzagate people. So this account here, again, the indisputable proof. I don't want to debate you, son. I knew about this again 10 years ago or 8 years ago when the Mueller report came out. And I knew about it as I was interacting with the Russian bots and trolls directly. And boy, would they get upset because they don't know how to handle me, son. I ain't a rube. And I know who they are and what they doing. And I take it very seriously. A shame you rubes didn't and decided to join up with the person that wants you and your family starving called Vlad Putin. MAGA Scope is what this one's called. Can I go brighter? No, can't go brighter. They joined in 2024 in Nigeria, account based in Nigeria. 6 username changes in a year. MAGA Scope. And again, I could have done this all day for years, showed you fake foreign accounts, but now they're verified. Now a website's showing you how stupid you were and how they played you. Because Leon wants more money from the troll farms and shit. Guarantee that's the reason. Leon would never do this out of the kindness of his fucking heart. He helped, finance and make that whole movement, trolling thing, AI, the whole thing that's been going on for 20 years. Leon's been part of that. So the first account called MAGA Scope from Nigeria. I guess they're not a white Christian MAGA living in Nebraska, huh? Dumbasses that gave your country away for this. To people, your enemies abroad that want to see you and your kids starving. And again, I don't say that lightly, son. That's what they want for you. Again, that's why I've been yelling for 10 years, because I care about my country, unlike you. And what you Rubes have done affects all of us. I knew that 10 years ago as well. I knew you were taking us down the path to the abyss. As morons just called it politics. Politics. Leave it to stupid fucking Americans to call the apocalypse the Antichrist. Abject evil. Politics. That's why your country's over, son. Millions of accounts just like this across all social media platforms have not only polarized our societies, but poisoned our minds to the point we're no longer able to settle on the same definition of reality. No, some of us have the poisoned mind, and we say the sky is purple. Not all of us. But yes, it's poisoned a segment of the society. And they didn't care if what they were saying was true, correct, righteous, godly. They didn't give a fuck. They cared that they had a talking point because they're not smart enough to think for themselves. They can barely tie their shoes. So all they wanted was the ammunition, the same way Google wanted the ammunition the mob gave them about me. They went with the same talking point. Someone out on the street went with the same talking point. No evidence of any of it, by the way. And I remember every word of the conversation. Again, when you're dealing with me, I'm always thinking 9 steps ahead of you. And I already know what you'll use against me in the future. Because I'm 90,000 times smarter than you. And you know who I'm talking to. In other words, I already had my defense in court ready for the lie that was told about me 7 fucking years ago. As I was speaking to the person. Just in case they tried to pull some bullshit. Which they did. I just didn't know, or I couldn't back then, take it to court. I had another agenda I had to attend to. Several deaths that were, relevant to my endeavor. So I couldn't spend all day preparing a court case, could I? Then I found myself in a position where I had more time. Years later. And I said, hey, why not do it now? You always intended to. Then the second half of the second half of the apocalypse happened. And And then I said, well, there is no future now, so what's the goddamn point? And there won't be a Google in 5 years. What's the fucking point? That's a promise, son. You think Google gonna survive Armageddon? Let's get back to this. I digress too fucking much. I know they think they will. They wrong now. Oh God, is they wrong. Okay, poison our minds to the point we can't agree on what 1 + 1 is. And again, that's, typical authoritarian takeover. It takes years of desensitizing and shit like this. And it worked. It all worked. It's too late now. I still need to point it out, though. So this account, Mary Tiles, Texas. Wow, white woman, light color hair, nice white cap on, attractive woman. From Texas, I guess, right? That's what she's representing online, right, Rubes? Joined 2022 in Russia. Account based in Russia. Yeah, Leon must want more money from Vlad and the boys for the blue check mark or something. There's no way he would expose this unless there was a monetary reason that would benefit him. And I think he's negotiating. Account based in Russia, September 2023. 3 username changes. Okay, that's a Russian account. Mary Tiles, Texas. Would you like to see? Did I show it to you? This beautiful fake woman that doesn't exist. Now they can AI generate the... Is that what AI was for? Is that the rush? Because they had to use stock photos of real people before, remember? The trolls. But now you can just AI generate a face that doesn't actually exist. So you could... Oh my God, you could make 1 million accounts and never have a picture match up to a real person. Yeah. Mary Tiles, Texas. Yeah. No, it's a Russian guy named Igor that stinks with 97 fucking smartphones in front of him, a bottle of vodka, and half a spoiled potato that he has to make last a week because that's all Vlad gives him. This is America First. There's 1 million accounts named America First something. So that looks like this. It looks like a more middle-aged white woman. Oh no, that's Carolyn Levitt. Oh my God, I didn't even know. Hey, I've been saying she looks 43, right? That's fucked up. I didn't plan that. I did not know that was her in the picture. I just... Okay, America First, right? So it must be an American. They got a picture of Carolyn Levitt. So what? They're probably a white woman, suburban mother or something, right? No, they're from Bangladesh. You fucking marks. April 2025. 1 username change. They are rooted, or they are in Bangladesh. And they have an America First with a Carolyn Levitt picture, account. MAGA Nation. There's a million accounts named MAGA Nation. This one, from Eastern Europe, April 2024, they joined. Dark MAGA. Looks like this. A million of those accounts, too. Notice the blue check on that shit. Joined 2024 in the UK, but the account is based in Thailand. Oh, no. You mean so it's not a white 50-year-old from southern Texas? This one, MAGA Scope. Oh, Nigeria. I already showed you this one, I think. Yes, I did, but let's look at it again. The MAGA Beacon. So again, you would think this is probably some American, some 60-year-old in fucking Idaho that wants to do MAGA news or something, right? Well, that's what Google and Meta and all them would like you to think, obviously. So the MAGA Beacon looks like that. Blue check, of course. Like I said, Leon monetized the trolling business. That's what the blue check thing was about. He knew there were millions of bots and trolls. You times that by $8. Who cares who else gets a subscription? October 2025 in South Asia, you'll notice the newness of the accounts as well. We're not seeing accounts that are 13 years old or 10 or 8. They're 2-year-old accounts, 1-year-old accounts, or 6-month-old accounts. If not, well, October 25, that's what, a month old? Brand new trolling accounts. So, all right, that's all of them. So you get the point. We don't need to look at a million of them because there are millions. Although we already knew this was happening if we acknowledge reality, especially on the right-wing machine side, which is aligned with Vlad and all of our enemies, has been for like 20 years. Now we see indisputable proof. We didn't have to go to court for this. Why? Because the website itself is showing this to us. This was done intentionally for a reason. Leon benefited from all these bot and troll networks, and then he profited from these bot and troll networks. So ask yourself the question, why the fuck would he be showing us this now? I can only come up with one answer that makes logical sense knowing what Leon is like. It's contract negotiation time. Leon's given him free reign. He's charged him the $8 or whatever he's, asked him for several years now. He wants more. Only logical answer to this. And they said no. So he floated the idea, okay, you all said no. I'm going to now put a feature on Twitter where country of origin is shown no matter what you do to hide it. Because before we helped you hide it. No more. Leon just did it. So now we know specific troll accounts and where their country of origin is, and that they've been pretending to be Americans. Indisputable proof from a website itself. Again, I assume Leon wants more money from these people. And they said no, so he flipped the switch. I heard he left it like that for a minute. Once people started flipping the fuck out, hey, our whole grift is being fucking exposed, I heard he flipped the switch back off. And now you can't see the country of origin. Again, that decision could have been changed since I came on camera. I don't know. All I know is, especially since he did flip the switch and then flipped it back off real quick, that tells me this is a negotiating tactic with certain parties. And it seems like it might have worked. Because you can't grift, troll, and bot if everyone knows you're, you know, centered in Russia or Eastern Europe or Nigeria. You're not going to be taken seriously by anyone. Everyone will know you're a shill. But the point I really want to stress, now that I've shown you indisputable fucking proof of bot and troll networks operating on all the major websites. Now that we've seen indisputable proof that Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and others in a whole network was financed by Russia, they all gladly took the money, and so did the website. This one included, who still promotes Timmy to this day, taking that Russian cash. Oh, did Timmy give the Russian cash back? The patriot Timmy Johnson. Or excuse me, Tim Pool. Did Benny Johnson give the cash back? I think he's Canadian, isn't he? Still a traitor to his nation and ours. No, they kept the money. And they're using it to buy more advertising on X, on Meta, on YouTube. And they've taken that money for advertising. Just like they always have. So again, I want to remind you one more time what you, all of us have gone through, this song and this community guidelines, change of rules, just so many shady fucking things, because they know I got a case. It's the only reason I'm fucking still here. Even at this level. I mean, honestly, we got a fucking class action the whole country against these companies. Won't matter, the whole empire's gonna fall. The point is, after the song and dance we went through, them allowing the little mob to deploy their bots and trolls against us, make fun of a dead man that they were related to. The website allowing it, knowing about it in advance, knowing about it while it was going on. You people would complain, you'd get all upset about this group of people that was sent here just to insult, mock, threaten. You would complain to Google, they would do nothing. I would complain to Google, they would do nothing. Videos taken down, channels taken down, targeting of income, specifically by companies, mobsters, viewers. And the entire time, forgot, some viewers took the experience as, how can I be a more effective stalker, troll, liar? How many fake accounts can I make? And in other words, they learned from the experience on how to be more evil and stalk people more effectively. That's what they took away from that's the moral of the incident, that they walked away with. I walked away with a different moral of the incident. That criminals, liars, and mobsters decided to break the law, decided to do damage with lies, mob talking points, adjudicated criminal company talking points. The companies themselves, in the broader sense, and again, I'm talking about all of them. You see them all at the table with Donnie. So they've been down with this the entire time. This paradigm. Where they knowingly in advance take money from troll and bot networks and allow them to do whatever vile, stalk, harass, threaten, intimidate, terrorize all over their websites. And then if a guy says fuck on camera, they'll take his video down. After they've literally working with the Russian mob, working with the mob that was trying to kill me and threaten you and make us all go away. Taking their money as well. Never mind the damage, again, it did to me, you, and in the broader sense, again, the country, all of you that use these websites, the damage it does to your life outside of the digital world, jobs, education, all the, what you're seeing all go away right now. So they can have their dystopian nightmare for us, paradise for them. The tech bros at the table, or excuse me, the tech queens at the table. We've seen it, again, 4 or 5 times, them all gathered at the table with Donnie. So they all down with where all this is going. They ain't hiding where it's going. So what's the future? The immediate future. AI, and what we've been seeing for the past 20 years, bots and trolls running rampant, going all over the place. No jobs. Huge data centers sucking up all the fucking resources. That's the direction they're taking us all. And it's inevitable. There's no stopping it. Again, you see them all at the table with Donnie. But the real point again, and I need to end this. After what we went through, the American people in general, all of you that go all of these websites, go on to all these websites. They allowed this, took money, and helped this be deployed against you and our country. The damage is incalculable. And I know they all think they got away with it. And that it's not going to come knocking on their door. And I mean the Reich, the apocalypse, and Armageddon, son. That's what I'm talking about. You didn't? It will come knocking on your door. One more time, the damage is incalculable of what they allowed, profited from, and happily deployed against me and you. Whether it was, again, the rock star thing, or in the broader sense, the world affairs, the state of the world, the Russian mob networks that they've taken money from and allowed their bots to be deployed. And you just saw literal accounts on Twitter that are, Russian controlled from various points. And they pretend to be Americans. Every website knows. Leon just proved it for my court case. Thank you, Leon. They will never be able to deny we didn't know where the accounts were coming from. We didn't know where the money was coming from. But I already knew this. I already knew one subpoena would show all that. Just one. So Leon showed that every website has known for 20 years, every bot they've deployed, every troll they've deployed, whatever they represented themselves as, the website already knew that they were misrepresenting what they are and lying to people to cause damage to society, financial damage, damage to the country, damage to us as individuals. Wow. I wouldn't want that on my head. Because again, I know this was all fun and games when it first started happening. When you rich fucks and you mobsters, hideous mobsters, got to start playing with botting and trolling and public relations and all that. It was all fun and games. I know you just hit a button and a bunch of demons go out and do your evil business, whatever lie you need told, whoever's reputation you're trying to ruin because they're pointing out a murder you committed, shit like that. It was all fun and games, right? You were just hitting a button. It's a video game. It's the digital world, right? It's no big deal, right? Actually, it is. It does real damage. It's done real damage. Calculable for some of us in court. Provable as well. 3 subpoenas. Communications, financials. I forget the other one. Again, I just think back to the song and dance we've had to do with these corporate liars. But I'm used to that. I've met many of them. And again, I knew what they were going to do before they did it. That's how predictable, that's how robotic they are. What is the proof of that? That I knew? Well, I put up 5 channels the second I started talking about the Rockstar thing. 5. 2 are already gone. This one's been taken down a bunch of times. I've only just gotten back to it. And again, I'm personally kind of sick of watching very mediocre people, sociopaths, claw their way to middle management, whatever, upper management, corporate, whatever, and just ruin things. And present themselves as some type of moral and intellectual standard that we should follow. Because the sociopath made it to a certain level in society. When I look at them, all I see is the word sociopath written on their forehead. I see the chaos brimming from their every breath. Despite the shiny suit, despite the $200,000 a year, $1 million a year position. As these same people commit unspeakable acts on a daily basis, not in justification, justified by the fact that they need to survive or they want a certain lifestyle. In other words, the means justifies the ends. Did I say that right? Probably not. I'm tired and I'm hungry. So again, I guess the point I'm trying to get to is these CEOs at the top of these companies that are supposed to be the moral and intellectual standard, right? Societal standard for success, right? They're committing crimes. Google's an adjudicated criminal. They're committing crimes, but in front of the cameras, in front of you and me, when they're walking down the halls of the office, we're supposed to take them seriously. Their community guidelines, their disciplinary action, for fuck's sake. I don't even work for a corporation. I'm still dealing with human resources and disciplinary fucking action. You corporate cunts. Don't worry, it's all coming to an end. Don't worry. Only thing that gives me some minute solace amongst you cretins. As they're committing crimes, as they are literally working with the mob, and that's every website, because my accounts came down on every website. That means the mob contacted every website. So, me specifically, if they're willing to work with the mob, then they're willing to work with the big mob, Russia and Vlad, which, my God, I just showed you for the millionth fucking time that they knowingly have been doing this for 20 years. But again, in front of the cameras, in front of me and you, when they walk down the hall, we're supposed to take them seriously. We're supposed to look at them as, again, morally superior in any way. Yet they naught but a filthy criminal. As composed as they appear, naught but chaos inside. Entire strategies are devised to deal with guys like me, who made a bitch-ass little bit of money on social media for a minute. Have to destroy that. Have to work with the mob. Have to commit crimes. Have to take money and deploy the devil's work via Vlad Putin on our websites. Fuck the damage it does to every user. Fuck the damage it does to America. And then we go further to fuck with guys like me. Straight defamation, straight working with the mob. So what's the point? The point is, as they lie, cheat, and steal, as they commit crime after crime, as they do incalculable damage to our lives, I'm talking about the websites, they make you and I, again, after they allow trolls directly deployed against us to threaten us, harass us, stalk us. They allowed actual people to stalk me. They helped it along. Periscope, this place here. It's another suit, by the way. Enabling stalking. It's a new one. Needs to be tested in the courts. That's what happens when someone does a report on one of their stalkers, and then the website sides with the stalker and takes it down. You've just enabled stalking, son. That's a threat to me and my family. That's damage done. So my point is, again, they weren't concerned, never were, never will be with my safety, your safety online, our personal information, safety. The entire time, again, they've made us and me and guys like me go through this song and dance when they've exposed something real. And I know by the pushback it was real, son. Oh my God. They have no concern for any of those people or you. The concern was, how much more Russian money can we get? How many more bots can we deploy for the small time mob, the big time mob? Who cares who gets insulted, lied about, stalked, harassed, terrorized? We're making rubles. We're trolling for rubles here. And I just showed you again the entire time they've known the country of origin of every one of these accounts. In other words, they've knowingly, complicitly taken part in deploying all this against you and knew they were doing it before it was deployed. Again, incalculable damage in a court case, my God. Class action. Unfortunately for them and us, there will be no big payouts. Why? Because the world won't last that long. I'm sorry. They've made sure of it. And this is the final push again for the oligarch utopia with the data centers, slaves, no UBI. Just if you want to eat, well, we have many jobs we'd like you to do for that food money. If you'd like food money from the government. Every tech bro at the table that's deployed all this against us, and me specifically, they all know that's where this is going. They're fine with it. They're building the data centers. They like the idea of the new paradigm, the new world order. They love the idea because they get to be the kings of it. At least that's what they think. Unfortunately for them, there's only one king. And he's going to let them know that. And that paradise they were looking for. Where for, I don't know, for the next 500 years, it's nothing but data centers and slave labor for food because there will be food shortages. All assistance programs are, they've been trying to do away with those, the right-wing political machine that is now at its peak. They'll get rid of those unless you want to work for it. After they've made the society this way, and again, every tech queen sitting at the table that you saw with Donnie, and it's all of them, they know about this future world. They are building it right now. And they are fine with it, again, because they think they're going to be able to be kings of it. So what this proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, every website never gave a fuck about you or America or their safety. They've actively participated in the downfall of this nation and the terrorization, stalking, defamation of people like me and my audience. And they're helping literally hand in hand with the Reich to usher in this future dystopian nightmare that I just described. Data centers, slave labor, camps, public executions, New World Order, literally. Global order. And again, son, this isn't Alex Jones pointing at the liberals, selling you snake oil. This is real, or I wouldn't be here. One more time, and then I'll end it. As we went through this community guidelines song and dance with all these lying ass websites over this past 10 years, as they defamed me, as they worked with the mob, as they trolled, stalked, and harassed us via their bots and trolls, that they knew about it in advance before they were deployed against you and me, as they committed crimes, business crimes, of running a monopoly and monopolistic practices. They were telling us and me, I can't broadcast because I'm a threat to the community. What we were saying, what we were doing, not them deploying the 1,000 bots against us, not them now allowing, 20,000 bots to be deployed against me. Again, 2 videos ago. 21,000 views. Again, I have no ego about it. I don't care whether I actually got 21,000 views or not. I know I didn't. I know they're bots. I didn't send them. I ain't got the money for 20,000 bots or the servers or any of it. So as they made us go through the song and dance of censorship and bullshit, as they pretended they in the cubicle, their AI, whatever they sent, whoever pushed the button, they were the moral superior as they were literally committing crimes. As they were literally taking Russian money and promoting the downfall of our nation. Only one reason for those troll accounts: to fuck you up and fuck America up. That's it. The websites all knew it. The top executives all knew it. They still took the money. They didn't give a fuck about you or our country. Still to this day, again, after actual human paid shills for Russia get exposed before the whole world, they still platform them all almost and still promote a bunch of them. Why? Because they still buying ads with that Russian money. That's why. They did all this. Yet they made us, again, there's a reason I'm repeating it 19 times, go through the song and dance as if we were doing something wrong. Amazing. And one more time, let me finish with this actually. Never a cease and desist. Never a court case involving something I said on camera. Not one. 10 years. And son, the shit I've said. Are you kidding me? No charges ever. Never been to rehab. Never been a coke addict, a fucking heroin addict, alcoholic. None of it, son. How do you explain that? Yet the mob in this adjudicated criminal company here said I did a bunch of things. Yet they have no evidence of it. But they say it anyway. And I already know the evidence they have. I don't consider it evidence. That's why they've never shown it. Again, all this they've put us through. the whole time taking Russian money, letting accounts operate like I've just shown you, where they knew from second one, right where the account was made, even though it said Texas on the bio. And let's not forget, I mean, how can I forget? I didn't mean to go into all this, but it just happens, people, forgive me. How did YouTube begin? How did several websites begin? Well, they allowed stolen copyrighted work to be posted all over their website. And the people that would complain to get the copyrighted work taken down, that they put their heart, soul, time, money, and effort into, they couldn't keep up with the pace of a website with, 3 billion people on it posting copyrighted work. And YouTube made the process of taking that stuff down not quite so easy in the beginning. Why? Because they were building an empire. So this experiment here, this most notable or most used, most powerful monopoly on video that Google and YouTube have. Where was I going with this? Oh, it began, again, on stolen copyrighted work, every bit of it. It's the only reason the website is even a thing. Stolen concert footage, stolen Howard Stern clips. That was fought over in court. Millions of dollars were exchanged for what they allowed to happen to Stern. I heard him complain about it on air. How the process is cumbersome intentionally so they get to steal your work. He called YouTube a scam, actually. From his perspective, he was right. He had fought his ass off to make a career and a niche in this fucking shit fucking ball of nothingness. And he became a desired commodity worth millions of dollars. YouTube just takes every clip, puts it up. They make their money on it. They didn't do none of the work for it, though. They just allowed it to be stolen, and they profited from it. He's just one example of millions. And yes, us out here, we all loved seeing the free footage or concert or movie or whatever. We all love that. The free music when that Napster bullshit happened and killed the music industry. Out here, yes, we all love something for free, but that means none of those artists, none of those movie makers, none of those Howard Stern people, the people that paid all that money to make that happen, they make nothing. Their property was just stolen. They're fucked. So what does that ultimately mean in the end? No music industry, no video industry, nothing, just nothing. But one more time, again, YouTube built an empire on stolen copyrighted work. And then dared years later called me a scammer. Well, I guess I'm small time compared to them. Because that's a scam worth fucking billions, if not trillions. Probably trillions more is more like it. Stolen movie footage, stolen music footage, stolen music, stolen clips of Stern, stolen clips of whatever. Again, shit. I was on this website for 5 fucking minutes. The second I got any traction, I had some cunt stealing every video and posting it. Every one. Did YouTube do jack shit about that? No. Why? Because that's how YouTube was built, motherfuckers stealing footage. Stealing copyrighted work. Stealing someone else's work. How many videos today do we see like that? Where someone will get on camera with absolutely nothing to fucking say. No content at all. They'll play a song. Let's pick a song. Pearl Jam, Jeremy. And they'll play a few seconds, hit the pause, and they'll give their thoughts on it. That's called a motherfucker that has no content and nothing to say. I'm sorry. I know those videos get a few views. Unfortunately, it's a complete goddamn waste of time. And again, it's a person with they got nothing to say, son. They got no content of their own. And, that's why people had to steal my videos. And I never stole a video once. That's the difference between people and what they have to offer. So the music critique videos I'm not saying everyone is going out with this intention. A lot of them are. It's a person who wants to make money on social media. They have nothing to say. They know nothing. They're kind of worthless. They play a clip of a song and they talk about it. They play 4 seconds, they talk about it. You're stealing content to make money. That's all you're doing. Even whether you realize that or not is kind of meaningless. That's what you're doing because you have no content of your own. You have nothing to offer, nothing to say. That's simple. Got nothing against you people personally. I'm just, saying what you're doing. Just like that dude that stole all my videos in the beginning of this whole thing. The second I got traction. And that's the thing about this world I want to tell people. A lot of people probably saw me on camera every day, thought it was all fun and games. Thought I had made it in fucking Hollywood or something. When you go into the music world, the film world, that Hollywood fame type on camera world, the fucking second some snake somewhere, and my God, they're all around you, sees that you have some earning potential, something that you're doing is worth something, it gets stolen immediately. I am the perfect example of that. Again, the second I got traction on this website, I had some cunt taking every video. Why? Because he had no content of his own. He has nothing to offer, nothing to say. Just wants to be what I'm doing. On camera, famous, making a little money, even though I'm not making any money. Now, I'm talking about back then. Yeah, it was growing. It was exciting. Thousands of subscribers. A little money comes in. But I knew what it was the whole time. And the first time certain people were treating me like I was some type of star on the phone or whatever, I knew exactly what was going on in that moment. And I didn't play it up. It kind of made me feel icky, actually. I had a middle-aged woman at the time. I talked to her on the phone because she wanted to talk, of course. And I swear every word that came out of my mouth. And I realized this as it was going on. She would just giggle like a middle school girl. That isn't that woman's normal behavior when she's out and about in society. When she interacts with someone, talks to someone, she doesn't giggle every 2 seconds like a schoolgirl. She did when she was on the phone with me. Why? Because she looked at me as some type of fucking star or something. And I realized as I was on the phone with her, every time she would giggle, I was like, wow, this is what it's like. People have a just kind of awe of you. as if you're something greater. And I think all of us at times in our life, we've idolized a certain person, thing, especially when we're younger and more impressionable. Or been in love with, not necessarily idolized. Looked at something as higher than the rest, when that's not the case at all. So I remember a bunch of those moments, how people all of a sudden were looking at me as if I was some type of television star, some type of rock star, whatever. And I didn't, at the time when it was going on, I didn't sit there and think to myself, oh, wow, this is great. You know, people worship me. They love me. This is great. I want to be king. I want to be Caesar. Rule the world. No, no. It's a very strange feeling. It's kind of an uncomfortable feeling. So when you see a lot of stars out there and you see someone running up, freaking the fuck out, you know, cause it's their idol, they're in love with the person, they listen to their music every day or they watch their movies, and they feel a closeness now because they see you all the time. You're in their life. So they see you somewhere or talk to you on the phone. It's a big experience for them. It's a big deal. It's fucking almost like seeing an angel or something to them. But imagine the person on the other side of it, if they're not a person that enjoys that kind of worship and shit. Or if they're a person that isn't looking for that. A lot of famous people aren't looking for that. So a lot of them are. So for me, when that started happening, and again, I didn't make it to the big time. Google made sure I didn't get as big as I could have been. And I have a feeling it would have been pretty big. Not, you know, not Howard Stern big, but a decent size. As I was literally interacting with people and people were treating me like that, I didn't like the feeling. Because I'm sitting there, the person on the other side of it, or at least me, I was, and I've heard some famous people say, and I'm not saying I'm famous like Tom Hanks or something. That's not what I mean. You know what I mean. That famous person is sitting there thinking to themselves, well, I haven't changed. I've been the same thing my whole life. I'm not a god. I'm not an angel. I can die. I can get hurt. People didn't worship me or idolize me or look up to me to this degree before. So what is it? It ain't real, I know that. Because it wasn't like this before. Not that I had problems before. That's not what I'm saying either. But you know, you're sitting there thinking, again, I'm still this regular human being I was before this moment. Before I was on camera, and a percentage of the people that saw me on camera, all of a sudden some switch flipped in their head that, oh, this guy is a famous TV person. Because I see him on television every day. So they started treating me like that. Some people. And again, I didn't like the feeling. But I need to fucking go. What am I doing here? This isn't hangout hour. I'm fucking up here. The overarching point I wanted to make with this. Some of you out there remember. what we went through with these companies. The way they treated us, I told you I'm special. I told you I'm different. I get treated different set of rules, all that. Again, that's the mantra of a disgruntled person. I'm sure many people thought that as I said it. Oh no, son. What I went through, what did real damage to my life. And it was intended damage. So it wasn't fun. So as they put me through that song and fucking dance, and you as well, as they deployed the trolls and bots against you, to threaten you, to harass you, to stalk you, to terrorize you, to scare you away from the platform, my comment section, and the information. Intentionally, knowingly, hand in hand with the mob. As they did their adjudicated criminal shit, monopolistic practices. Again, they're trying to appear before us as the moral authority on what should and shouldn't be said, who and who can't broadcast, and again, after the website was built entirely on stolen copyrighted work. They are the scammers. They are the criminal, the adjudicated criminal. They are the finger. They've been pointing at me. The mob is also the finger. That's why no one really cares about them anymore. I just find it funny. Once again, the finger being pointed the same way the rubes pointed the finger at the liberals and the rest of us in society. Google, the mob, the rubes, they're all the finger they were pointing, literally. The scammers, the liars, the criminals. They allowed for 20 years every website. Again, I don't want to single just Google out here or YouTube. They allowed every website, or excuse me, the websites allowed these networks to deploy their bots because they gave them money against you and our country. And now it's cost us the empire. Why did all that happen? Because these tech queens at the top care about one thing, their portfolios, and that's it. Damn America, and sure as fuck, damn you. Where are we at now? 70% of the traffic on Twitter is fake, about 50%, 50-some percent on YouTube and other places fake. But they tell me I can't broadcast. Over and over again. Every website. That's the point I wanted to make. And the damage against you and our country that was intentional, done hand in hand with our foreign enemies, our domestic enemies, and the website, the tech queens at the top, that allowed all this to be deployed for monetary gain for their company and them personally, I'm sure. Or did the money ultimately go to their salaries? Whether they got an envelope on the side or not is kind of irrelevant, isn't it? It's just put in the ad buy category, right, guys? Right, Mr. Sandor? I know how it works. What do I do with this fat fucking bag of cash Vlad gave us? Oh, just put that in the ad buy category. That's all they had to call it, as they were actively working with the enemy of our country and against you, Rubes, fooling you, allowing people to misrepresent themselves and the ideas they were talking about to you day after day. Intentional damage done to you. They took part again, 20 years. And it's led us here directly. It's one of the direct causes for where we're at right now, where the empire's falling, the world is over. And what looms on the horizon is Armageddon. And this little 20-year escapade with the websites and Vlad was one of the direct roads right to where we're at. It helped it just tremendously. If only they cared. Have a wonderful day.